just your overall impression of how today went for y'all.
It was good. You know, we have a lot of, we got some really good plays to teach off of. My favorite thing right there at the end, the defense in our red zone competition got ahead by 12. It's the first one to 18, and you know the offense could have folded real quick. They didn't. They came back and answered. So ending it like that, I think y'all saw if y'all were out there the excitement they had. It's one of our favorite periods. Second time we've done it, they did a good job. But I think overall putting a lot of stuff on tape to teach off of, and then the way they competed at the end.
Now that you're kind of in this like simulated game period for you guys, is there anything that you've seen, you know, in the scrimmage day that developed maybe a little bit sooner than you thought? Or?
You know, I think the defense on third down did some really good things. There was a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks. You know, Coach DeRuiter turned up the heat, and a couple, I mean, I think we went like 3 or 4 times in a row, then it probably would have been a sack in the game. And so it was good to see because it was coming from everywhere, pressure-wise, so the guys really understood what he wanted to do. So I think that's, because everything's new. I mean, especially on the defense side of the ball, and we've tried to put everything in. I mean, as much as we can, so they start learning the vocabulary and the terminologies, everything that we're doing. And so I was pleased with that. The thing that was tough, though, we jumped off sides a couple times, gave up 3 plays, and our number 1 play to win is don't beat yourself. So that's great to teach off of, you know, and so we'll show that and cut that up for film.
I know you've spoken already a lot about, you know, having your first practice as a head coach again, having your first, I guess, kind of having today your first scrimmage as a head coach again, and really getting to call like plays like you did today. What was that like just for you?
It was good. You know, it was exciting. I mean, number one, anytime you can come into Jones AT&T, I mean, it just is a whole different atmosphere. We've talked a lot about when we walk down that tunnel that we've got to flip the switch. You know, it's almost like we're Clark Kent anywhere else, and then whenever we walk down to Jones, and you know the cape's got to come out, and we got to be Superman, and then it's easy to do when we're playing for each other. So it was exciting today.
Give us some of the highlight plays. Who scored touchdowns?
You know, I thought Tahj Brooks had a big run. You know, Thompson ended up punching it in, but he had a huge run. With our second time, we went with the ones. You know, we were talking about getting a dirty 4 yards, you know, just whenever it's tough. We're going to be really aggressive on third and trying to get to a good 4th down that we can go for. And those 3rd downs are important, that you don't bounce it, that you just hit it up in there. Thompson had a huge run with that to get us to where we got a 1st down because we had 4th and short. I thought the quarterbacks played well. You know, you had it's not surprising to anybody, but Miles Price shows up time after time after time. And then a guy that I think you are going to learn to love, and yeah, I know we do because he's local, but Martinez, Nehemiah had 2 big plays that were short catches, a big run, and then he had a long touchdown down the sideline. So I thought on the offensive side that was really good. You know, it was ended up being a sack, but Rabbit had an interception, you know, off the sack. Matthews had he knocked the ball out and recovered it. That ended a drive. So there was some good things. I thought Jacob Rodriguez, I'm going to talk to him in a minute, but that dude was all over the field. I mean, he saved 2 big runs just on tackles of just effort. So excited about him.
You mentioned the quarterbacks. What have you seen from them? Have you been pleased with that? And will there be any sort of race, or is there one guy that's further ahead of the rest? How's that going?
It's a race. It's a race. I mean, we're literally charting everything every day. They all roll through. We've been getting a ton of reps. You know, the first 5 practices were true practices. We literally had 2 practices going on, a red team and a black team, to where if you came out to practice and we were in our team settings, like everybody's getting those reps. And so the quarterbacks have been rotating through red and black. The good thing for us is they're very similar from the standpoint they're very mobile. They can extend plays with their feet. And you saw that today a couple times. And so Kid doesn't have to like change up the way he calls the game because the quarterbacks are different. So, you know, right now it's a battle. I mean, every single day somebody does something well, and then, you know, so I would like to at least like say, hey, this guy's in the lead by the end of spring, or even name a quarterback, just for the leadership aspect. But you know, we're in a good position. We got dudes. You know, we've got a very healthy room. They, you know, care about each other. They want to be great, and so they're pushing each other.
Coach, how do the wide receivers look? Is there any one guy that you kind of stood out to you or best you did?
You know, they have all, like the other day, y'all probably saw it on social media, like Brady Boyd made a tremendous catch in the red zone. And so he's shown out, you know, through the week. Bradley has been the most consistent. I don't know how many touches he got today, but he's been an animal during practice. He's hard to cover because he's so long and big. But you know, you have some of those guys like Miles, Jordan Brown, saw him today make some plays. You know, Hokut had a big catch. Hayden Wigington had a big catch. So it's a good young group. You know, Zach is doing a good job of like, we got to get those guys touches. We got to see, you know, how they catch the ball. But I think what you saw today more than anything is we got some dudes at tight end. I mean, Teeter made some huge plays, had a touchdown. They start huge plays down the middle. I mean, they are going to be threats, number one, because they're so athletic, but they are also so long, big targets. So you got to mix those guys in. You're going to see more 11 and 12 personnel in West Texas than you've seen in a long time.
Nehemiah Martinez, he said, couple big touchdown pass. You said, here, a couple big touchdown pass. You remember what length those were?
Well, Nehemiah caught a short one and went about 60. You know, had a block, a great block on the outside, and then he got the sideline. He could really Run. Teeter, I mean, he might have had two. I know he ended the red zone with a touchdown, and so he might have had two of them. I know, and then he had a big first down. It was fourth down, and we threw a little screen pass to him, and he got the first down and continued the drive.
Going into the sorry, Don, you go.
I was going to say, West Texas for a long time has had a lot of guys who don't get heavily, we're a big high school.
Right.
And don't get heavily recruited. Nehemiah Martinez is one of those examples. Can you talk about how West Texas high school players seems to get overlooked a lot? Maybe it's because of the distance out here. They're not here necessarily. In that I-35 corridor, you can go to DFW, you go to Houston and see as many guys as you can see in one day versus having to come all the way out to West Texas to maybe just see a few guys. Is that the reason why some of those guys don't get recruited?
Yeah, you know, I mean, you see different areas to where at different times East Texas is like that, West Texas, because it's easy to fly in and you're hitting a lot of schools. You know, hopefully that's an advantage to us. We're going to do a great job of recruiting West Texas. I think you've seen that, you know, with the recruiting class we have right now. We're going to take advantage of it. You know, there's some really good football players out here, and you know, whenever we go out, I think our first day out is April 27th. We're going to hit all our West Texas schools right off the bat and make sure they know that we're here to recruit those guys. Because we get them in here. I mean, they're tough kids. They're athletic. You know, they'll match up with what we want to do. He's one you can see. He's had a phenomenal off season.
He's pretty much a slot guy.
Slot. The good thing is we got three guys that we're double training. Xavier White can play some running back. Nehemiah can play some running back. And Chad, he's not playing slot. He's playing outside, but he can play some running back.
Coach, when you go into game-like situations like today, do you have one specific thing or anything specific that you just want to see when you leave today?
Well, today that last period was at red zone, so we really, you know, you had situations kind of throughout the game, but really what we were trying to get to that last part is like how we're going to operate in the red zone. That's part of our plan to win, touchdowns in the red zone, not field goals. So that was one point. I'm on the headset and I was telling, hey, Kidley, if you don't get it, it's 6 points for the defense. And he goes, hey, we'd go for it in the game, so we're going to go for it here. You know, and defense got to stop, but the offense came back. You know, we had some live field goal rush early in practice. We had some live punt early in practice. And so, you know, I don't know what that last field goal was that Wolf hit. You know, we moved it up, so we wanted to, you know, get a good shot at it. But, man, he had a good kick, you know, and went through. It was exciting to see him do that.
How's he been kind of working back into special teams? Obviously, Garibay took over for him.
Right.
Garibay became the starter. Now kind of obviously most likely to start for you guys this year.
Yeah, you know, and they're all doing a great job. That was one thing. Whenever that happened, I wasn't panicked. I mean, Wolf was the starter, you know, and what started before, and you know, kind of got knocked out, and so I felt like he'd step back in. They're all doing really well. We had, you know. It was exciting to see him do that because in the red zone lockout the other day, he knocked one off with the crossbars, and the offense still covered him up. You know, covered and still won, but he was pretty upset missing a kick like that. So it was good to see him hit that one.
Got time for a couple more. What if Kate Briggs and board function been out with?
Riggs is hand, and Fungi was coming off season surgery shoulder. Yeah, so we knew that Loic wasn't going to go through. Cade was in the weight room.
Well, so Loic's out for the spring.
Yeah. Cade's he's doing individual. We won't put him in any contact because of his hand, but he's doing individual.
Is there anybody else that you've lost in the last?
No, I mean nothing that guys are like, you know, working through. If I got an ankle and we didn't want to get him in trash today, so we kept him out, stuff like that.
So who's going to center now?
We got Franks, and you've got Denny, Wilbur. Those two guys are the main two. We're getting Yanta's getting some, but those two are the guys are the two main two. We're the ones and twos.
Anything else?
This is a little off topic, but I have to ask. Do you watch The Bachelor or Bachelorette?
You know I'm going to watch it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. We're going to get shirts. We're going to do a watch party. We might have an office bracket. They might have already cut out little roses and stuff like that to see, but you know, my man Kirk's going to battle, so we're excited. Hey, Kirk is the brand, and I told him if he doesn't get a rose, then he might need to not come back to West Texas, so we'll see what he does. That's a great
I
question.
can't wait.
How did that come up?
His brother, he was supposed to do it in 2019, and he tore his pec, getting ready for it, you know. He was lifting, trying to look good, and so he didn't get to do it then, and they called him back. His brother's was in there, and he asked me, and I said, man, it's a good pub, wear the brand, and be out there, why not?
You said you've been coaching him up for the show a little bit?
No, I hadn't been coaching him up. Well, I did tell him, I said, hey, just be yourself, man, just be yourself.
I love
He's
it.
got a good
So
personality.
this wasn't something that was out of the blue?
No. Well, we kind of, you know, he said, hey, they're calling me. I said, hey, you do what you want to do, man. It'd be good for us.
I love
If
it.
he gets to hometowns with him, where should he go?
Oh, he's coming back here. We've already got it planned out. And if he doesn't get to hometowns, he might be in trouble too. So he might be running gassers at the end just for the heck of it.
That's awesome.
All right. Thank y'all very
Thanks,
much.
Coach.
Y'all have a great day. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Go ahead, Don, with the-
Jacob, how does it feel to be back close to home?
Gosh, it feels great. You know, just right down the road. I mean, just playing with guys I played in high school, all around West Texas and stuff, knowing a lot of those guys. It's great.
What was your experience like at Virginia? And I saw you were listed as playing in all 12 games last year, so what led you into your league?
Yeah, so it was great. I mean, I love the guys up there, I love the coaches. Played in all the games. I was kind of like this athlete player playing all around on offense and stuff. Sadly, like our coach retired, and so kind of didn't know what I wanted to do. And I mean, these coaches and players, like high school teammates back here, just really want me home, and it just feels good to be back home.
You kind of mentioned right there that you had a pretty ambiguous position back in Virginia. Is that something that you kind of hope to bring back here to Texas Tech, that versatility, or do you maybe want to hone in a little bit more on a certain position?
I really didn't have a preference. Just kind of whatever they need me to do. I feel like just wherever they need me, I'll try my best and be my best. Put my best foot forward and just do what I can.
And I guess kind of having that versatility, how has that been able to work in for Coach McGuire under his first year and really starting to get a feel for the team?
It's good. I mean, just like playing all those positions, I guess, just helped me just keep learning new things and doing new things. And so the effort part is really what they're honing in on, and I feel like that's what all of the stuff I did in the past really helps with.
How did you feel like today went, and how valuable is it to finally get some kind of live reps?
Today was good, but I mean, like it's got to be way better. I mean, that was our second loss. Like we were 0 for 2 on that red zone period, and we hate losing, you know. And so, I mean, those offensive guys did good, but we as a defense, we had to do better.
So what all positions did you play last year?
I played everything on offense: outside, inside, slot, tight end, running back. Just kind of got a few like underneath snaps, a quarterback. Just did a whole bunch of everything.
And when you've been a high school quarterback with as much success as you have, how easy or difficult is it to let go of being, the guy quarterback? And now play defense.
Right. I mean, there's definitely like a couple tears shed and trying to just figure out what I want to do. And but it's kind of just gotta look yourself in the mirror and just think that it's all about the team. Like the only thing that matters is winning and being around people who want to win and give the same effort as you. So whatever you got to do to be in the best position to win for your team.
Looking at your recruiting profile, it showed that you had a scholarship offer from Tahj in high school. What was your recruiting experience like, I guess, with the previous staff?
Yeah, they were great. I know at the time my brother was here, and so he was kind of pulling me a little bit. And of course, it's right down the road from where I live and stuff. And so that was real tough. But those guys at Virginia, give me the opportunity to play quarterback still, see what I could do and everything.
Coach McGuire talks a lot about the brand and all of that. How have you just seen that come together just this spring and the team chemistry y'all have already been able to build?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, ever since Lance's crew in January, everybody just kind of bought in right at the beginning. I know we had, plenty of guys just buy in right from the beginning and just give everything they have at the beginning. And then when you get to like team meetings and stuff, he talks about the brand and player coach stuff, like all that. I mean, a lot of guys on the team, a huge majority of the guys on the team are just living that out every single day.
Playing like outside, inside?
Inside, yes, sir.
How much you weigh now?
230.
230. So you've added, because I think, I saw you were listed 215 somewhere, so you put on some pounds.
I have put on some weight this
All
now.
season.
Yeah, Lance's crew, they're great. I mean, nutritionists, dietitians, like, they're great at doing what they do. And as long as we just be the brand, do everything right, and follow what they got for us, we'll be fine.
Anything else? All right, thank you, Jacob.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
We can go on power on now.
Yeah, also, I guess, having your first scrimmage out there today with Coach McGuire, just kind of what did you see from that, and what's your biggest takeaway from that?
My biggest takeaway from the day is, I came into the scrimmage thinking like I gotta know what I'm going to do. I always gotta play with fanatical effort, violence. Those were big keys for the day.
I've seen the practice a couple times. Joey's been really hyping up, like you just said, violence, aggression. What's it like kind of, trying to get not just yourself there, but the rest of the team on board with playing that high octane kind of style of football?
It's all about bringing energy. I'm trying to hype up all my teammates, trying to make them feel as excited as I am. And as long as you got energy and you know what you're doing, you're going to be successful.
Is there any specific goals you set for yourself during this spring period that you want to try to accomplish by the spring game?
I'm just trying to let my presence be known. I'm just trying to earn my teammates' trust. Just trying to get as best as we can for the season.
What was your experience like with the transfer portal? I guess what made you decide to leave Texas? And then when you were in the portal, who all did you hear from?
My decision, going into the portal, I was just looking for the opportunity. And I was talking to a couple schools here and there. But when I heard McGuire was coming to Tech, he gave me a call, and it was an easy decision, Based on our past experience, yeah. When I was in high school, he recruited me to Baylor, and I had a really good relationship with him. I feel like I should have been there first.
Did y'all play against him in high school? Well, I guess you weren't.
No, I didn't.
So position-wise, where they, I guess safety, obviously, but what kind of safety position?
I'm at free right now. I'm familiar with the defense. We kind of ran into Texas, so I'm cool with boundary safety, free safety. I'm learning a little bit of star too right now.
How much you win?
I'm 205. I go anywhere from 205 to 210.
And what was it like when you stepped back into the stadium after you had a big play against Tech?
Oh man, it's brought back memories. I'm just excited to make plays on the other side. Now.
What was that game like? 63 to 56.
Oh yeah, that was close. It was nerve-wracking. We thought it was kind of like we're gonna lose, but we made plays and ended up having them came in our favor. But this year is gonna be a different story. Sure.
Anything else? All right, thank you, Tahj.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go with Tahj.
Brady. Baseball's up 28-2.
Yeah.
28-2.
Oh, wow.
That's a football score.
That is correct.
All right. You rolling?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I'll start off with the same question. First real kind of scrimmage out there today for you guys. What was that experience like, and what were you trying to say?
From my perspective, I think I had a good scrimmage, good kind of consistent scrimmage as a running back. 0 fumbles, some explosive runs, and hopefully it was a touchdown, but it got called back. So, and then as a whole, we can kind of get better with our communication up front as one. But then I think we made a lot of plays outside the perimeter, especially like in the last red zone period that we scored and won the red zone thing. So I think we did our job today.
The new coaching staff and a lot of new stuff being thrown at you guys every day. How do you feel like you adjusted to that, being kind of one of the veterans now on this team?
I think I adjusted well. Just standpoint of just adjusting different coaching and just taking Coach McGuire word and every day working and putting in the work, and whatever you put in, you should receive. So just putting in the work every day and just having fun with your teammates and bonding and stuff like that.
You contributed a lot last season. Is there anything from last season that you kind of take into this season, or anything you want to improve on and make an impact this year?
My improvement is just to have a better season than I did last year and just stay healthy. That's one thing for me, because last year I got hurt. I didn't get to play in some of our conference games, and then I just want to stay healthy. And then just as a team perspective, just come together and just be the best offense that we can be in the country, and just having fun with it.
From your perspective, what have you seen from the quarterbacks so far? Is anyone kind of standing out to you, or are they all looking sharp so far?
Really, they all looking sharp. They have different weapons that they use on the field. Donovan's more of a running quarterback. He can make plays with his feet, and Tyler and Bear are both throwing. They can play plays with their feet too, but just them throwing the ball is just on the money, just like in the last drive, Bear threw a dart to Teeter, and it was just amazing. Just seeing that happen, I was excited. I was just like, wow, he just threw that between two defenders, and it was like that. It was just crazy for me. But all those guys have special talents, and I just can't wait to see coming on top.
Do you know how long your longest run was today?
I'd say like 40. I wanted really to score it, but I just got caught, and I feel like I read the box wrong. But that's just me just being critical on myself. But really about that, it was about 40 yards, and I think I just made that was one of my supposed to run this scrimmage.
That was one word. Coach said you had a long run, and Thompson and Sir Robert punched it in. So where did you get tackled?
I got tackled at, I want to say, the 4-yard line.
Outside the run, or did you break one up the middle?
It was zone, and then we seen the end crash down, and I made a spectacular spin move, and then I just rushed, and I just made another cut on Reggie Pearson, and then I just tried to score it, and just my eyes were wrong, but I feel like that was just a good run.
Tahj, I've seen you line up as a wide receiver, make a couple good catches in practice. I think you're going to be doing a little more of that during the season, maybe catching some balls on the kick, or?
For sure. We just been experiencing today, but I'll definitely be motion guys or receiver catching the ball, because I have great hands, which is my opinion. And then really all of us in the running back room, we have spectacular hands. Just got to work on that, and then I think in this offense, Kelly knows how to get us the ball. That's one thing I love about him. And then so I think I'll be in the receiver position.